What's up, guys? This video is going to be a top-down analysis, basically starting from the higher time frames, working down to the time frame that I put my entries in on, and it's basically going to explain the way that I trade and the way that I look at the charts. So let's just get into it. For this example, I'm going to start on the 4-hour chart because that's what I get my bias from. I don't really use the daily chart like a lot of people do. I just use the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 15-minute for my bias. I have a whole video on it if you want to go check it out. It's for my higher time frame bias. But the first thing I can see is that we have a fair value gap here, and it seems like we're rejecting from it on the 4-hour, and we just inversed this 4-hour fair value gap. So that is a pretty bullish sign right here. And then the other thing I will notice is that we already took out this internal. So the next target would be this external liquidity right here, but it doesn't have to be hit. So this isn't like the strongest bias because we already took out this internal. So there is a chance that this was the drawn liquidity and we reverse here. So we won't be marrying this bias. So I'll go into the 1-hour and I'll put time forward towards the New York AM open, and we can see that we did get a liquidity sweep here, right, on this 8 o'clock hourly candle. So price doesn't need to go up anymore, right? We do have this hourly candle. We did take out this external liquidity here. So again, we don't need to marry the bias, but we do see some more inverse fair value gaps here on the 1-hour. But not much of a bias to marry since we already took out all this liquidity. Now go on to the 15-minute chart here, and we do have these two fair value gaps here that we could pull back to if we do see a pullback, right? And I'll put time forward a little bit right here. We can see that we are pulling back. So if we pull back to this fair value gap, we could have a decent bullish bias considering that it's a bullish fair value gap. So they're supposed to kind of just do this, right? So if we pull back to here, we could have a bullish bias, but we are coming up to market open. So I'll go on the 1 minute, and you can see here we are right at market open. So right here at the market open, we do have a bullish or bearish fair value gap, and we do get an inverse of it. This is actually right before market open. But what we could do is we could take this inverse fair value gap for a long here. So we could put in our stop loss estimated about right here. Full TP would be like this. As you can see, we've already pulled back to this fair value gap, this 15-minute. So there is a chance that we do go up from here. We also do have a liquidity sweep of this. It's only by like a tick, I think. Yeah, it's by a single tick, but we do sweep that liquidity. I wouldn't consider those relative equal lows. I consider relative equal lows when it's one tick above, but one tick below is a liquidity sweep. So here, let's say we enter with 5 contracts, full TP up here. Break even right here. I would put the first TP at 1 risk reward. So first TP is right here. Second TP I would put probably right here at this. And then full TP is up here. So we did come back to this 15-minute fair value gap here, this bullish. So that is the only real sign that we have for our bias. But we do have a liquidity sweep here. We also swept this. But we do have a liquidity sweep here. Inverse fair value gap. We have our entry model here with a pretty decent bullish bias. We're rejecting off of this 15-minute. So let's see. You can see right here. Price does go down a little bit, but does go up. That's why our stop loss is a close below. So here, you can see it hit the full TP and everything. I know this was a short video. There was only one example, But I really don't feel like there's too much to go over with this because it's just mixing the higher time frame bias with the entry model. There's not really too much to go over. So if you guys found this video helpful, just leave a like and leave a comment if you guys have any suggestions, and join the Discord, and I'll see you guys later.